ever feel like your mornings as a working mom are just pure chaos and struggle from the moment you open your eyes? What if I told you the secret to a peaceful morning starts the evening before, and even earlier than that? Here are 4 things I did to finally stop my chaotic family mornings and turn them into more serene, connected moments. As a working mom of 3 small children, I used to wake up feeling behind before the day even started. I got to the office exhausted, and I hadn't even started my working day. I was on a constant overflow, at home, at work, all the time. I wanted time out. I just wanted to lay on the sofa and scroll my phone. But once I began resetting my mind and home every evening, everything changed. It's not about forcing yourself. It's about respecting your boundaries and persuading your mind wisely, preparing your brain and your environment for success and for rest. It is not doing more, but choosing more wisely. Hi, I'm Henna. I work with busy career families and run my own. I help people take back their own time and space. Lovely to have you here. I'm really keen to share this reset routine with you. I hope you find it useful and can snitch some parts to try at your own routine. I will walk you through the big picture with 4 specific steps. The last 2 are my personal favorites, and I could not live without these anymore. This routine is so important for me and for our whole family that it takes quite much random stuff to be happening for me to skip this. Obviously, we have those days also, but this is really the key habit I try to stick to. The difference between my days are so huge that it is worth it. First step is to start resetting at work. I call this the switch. I will now reveal the absolute worst thing you could do in the work to set yourself up for failure the next time you start working. Actually, it is even worse. You could mess up 2 things here and not only ruin your whole evening, but also the next morning. When the day at my office job or with my organizing customers is ending, I pause for a short moment. I eat a small snack to keep my energy level optimal. This is the part half of the adults mess up. Then they storm to the next thing, hungry and drained. Everything is difficult, and next step of this resetting routine is almost impossible. So be mindful towards your body also. Eat something. Okay, still at the work, the second important act on your whole week. I check my calendar to see what's happening the next day. I do not leave before this. This routine makes sure that I am ahead of my game before tomorrow even arrives. This is also my sign to my brain that the working day is now over for the time being, and it is time to switch mindset. If needed, I spend some 5 more minutes prepping up to-dos to be ready the next morning if I had some leftovers at that moment. So the worst I could do is to skip the food and calendar. So in order to have a good flow straight from the morning, I need to pause here and eat plus scroll through my next day to be prepared. Second step is make sure everything is always at its place. If it is not in the use right now, if I had to single out the number 1 time and place where people either win the game of home chores or lose it, this one would be that. When arriving at home, I immediately start resetting. Coach is not an option at this point. This might be now a total turn off, but hear me out. This is not much work when done constantly, every day. It takes some extra effort and seconds, but saves easily 30 minutes, even hours later. So I come home, I put all my work items back in their place, I empty the bags I had with me, I remind my kids to clear their backpacks if they haven't, and I put clothes in the washing machine and turn it on if there is time for it to run before we rush to hubbies. Then we start prepping the dinner. If I were just to come in and leave my bags from my hands in the first place I saw, I would set myself up for a failure. This seems like a small thing, but it is very core of the whole routine. This also needs to be obvious for the entire family. Return all the items you had with you to their designated places. If you do not do this right away, you start a domino effect that might go on for years. And I am not exaggerating now. I have found bags and piles from years behind because of the lack of this habit. Unpack and return immediately. Groceries or snacks left from the day might otherwise go bad. Sports clothes or other wet items might start smelling or get moldy. Something important might get lost. And when you start looking for that the next day or next week from that moment, maybe you cannot even find it anymore. Your bags start piling up and so does the trash. This is the moment where you lose the war, not just the battle, but the war. Why does this matter so much? I will tell you exactly how this works on our brains and our time horizon. In the end of the video, I will also reveal why you can't force yourself into this, if that is the problem that you are suffering from, and what to do then. Every single one of these tasks or steps is an easy and quick task if done now. It takes minutes to empty the groceries, to hang wet clothes to dry, or put your backpack to its place. Also emptying the leaflets or other notes from the school. So it is very easy and requires low energy now. It might feel hard when you feel tired after the whole day of work, I get it. But remember the first step and the snack. It is for this, so that one has the energy, the extra energy to see through this step. For me, this is crucial. If I didn't do this, I might forget that I have some groceries, has happened several times, that needs to be stored in the fridge, or only to find those like hours later lying on the floor in the same bag where they traveled home. Or I might find my wet sports clothes the next day with interesting odors. If these items are somewhat important to me, like they are, it will take even hours to cover this damage. I might need to visit the store again or wash my clothes many times before getting them clean. Same with my handbag. I might lose minutes or even hours while looking for the stuff, if it's not on its own place. These things start piling up fast, and it's a domino effect if you leave them for the better times. I simply do not have time or energy to fix the damage, so this routine seems like a quick win to my brain, and that is exactly what it is. We humans are quite adorable with our pattern-seeking behavior. This can be a nice thing or turn against us. You decide. I will reveal how you can make this work for you, and then you get to decide if you want to take this shortcut or keep banging your head against the wall. No judging, we do weird things when we are hungry, tired, or overwhelmed. I get it, I've been there. Our minds remember unfinished tasks twice as easily compared to the tasks that are finished. If you wish to release capacity for something else, do the tasks immediately when you get home. You then do not have to worry about them anymore. Even if you were thinking that, nah, I'm gonna do them after dinner, try this routine and you can enjoy of the extra energy boost it brings within. We repeat our patterns, so you might as well set up a pattern working for you, not against you. Back to the resetting. We have now covered 2 steps, starting already at the office with switching, and then at home with putting everything into its place. Straight up. These are essential, but I love the last rule the most. I hope you stay to hear it. Our evening continues with dinner. Either me or my husband clears out the kitchen afterwards, and some evenings we then rush to hobbies and some evenings we don't. But after the evening snack, we clean the kitchen and hang the laundry, if it was washed. Now it is time for the third step, which is one of my favorites also. Would you believe a play mindset is the actual key here? The third step. Floor is lava. We follow the rule of the floor is lava, such as the play for kids where they avoid touching floor but jump on rugs and such. The mindset is simply that nothing sleeps on the floor because it's lava. They must return to their own homes in the evening. So after eating, we collect all the items that are wandering around and clear the toys. This is about respect. Respect for the items, the toys, for us humans living here. We deserve to have a restful home, and so do the items. They deserve to be stored properly. Our brains function better when we reduce the unnecessary stimuli. This could be anything from the excess work, emails, kitchen chaos, or toys flowing on your living room floor. All this adds up stress and anxiety and makes us feel bad, overwhelmed, or even paralyzed to take action. By preparing our environment the night before, we prime our minds for a good night's sleep and smooth the day ahead. In the big picture, this gives us a routine where we learn respect and long-term persistence. So it's not actually lava, but makes us feel as terrible. My kids know this rule and are autopilot with this. Obviously, sometimes it is extra hard to see this through if the day has had some extra traveling or late hour activities. Then we might even skip this, because these rules serve us. We do not serve them. It is still about consistency, not perfection. That being said, you might find the next one surprising. Fourth step. Just do it. This thought works with small to-dos that don't require much energy. Do you find yourself overthinking these things sometimes? If I only did this, or if I only did that, my life would be nicer. This kind of thoughts? I do. That's why I have the last rule. After the bedtime story, I still need to check my to-do list and if all the tasks for the day are done or not. We are usually on the move and something gets forgotten, so while I balance between 2 jobs and a family, if I don't check my to-do list, I forget something. Typically there is something small left. Task goal 3. I would not like to do anything anymore at this point. But I remind myself of the goal of getting an easy morning with my family. So I rather push 5 more minutes and get it over with by just doing it. I would not leave anything big in the evening, but these are like typically really small stuff. I might still need to prep kids' sports bags or pack my own lunch or write a note to the school. Just a couple of minutes, this sort of things. So if there is still 1 to 3 really small tasks echoing on my list, I will just do it. Done is better than perfect. Finally, after this, it's my own time to just enjoy the evening. Relax and go to bed. Here I still have some work to do. I sometimes stay up too long. This resetting routine that I follow makes sure that we wake up without a rush, with a clear living room and kitchen. That gives us the feeling of serenity that I truly appreciate in the morning as a working mom with 3 kids. It gives us time for peaceful family moments before leaving home in the morning. I have noticed this routine has one of the biggest influences on my life and how I feel, tuning how my whole day will flow. Also, my kids are more peaceful when we stick to our routine. Have you fixed your routines and found something like this? What is your best advice? Please share in the comments. I would also highly appreciate if you help me out and like, subscribe and share this video with someone who deserves a calm day. Let's keep on practicing together. These again seem quite obvious and easy steps, but sometimes they are hard to execute. I know this hurdle, and I remember how hard it used to be when I didn't have my routine fixed. That is why I want to share these. If you wish to learn more how we have found other minimalistic routines to help us out, check out my other videos on my channel, Nordic Lean Life. And the last thing I promised, the second step, returning to home. If that feels awkward, what if you can't just do it? What is wrong? If you come home and it's coach time, baby, you can't do anything else. For me, as a professional organizer, this means that your home is not functioning. It should not be that hard. Your home should be a place where it is relatively easy to put things back to their place. So if this is you, if you simply do not have the energy to start putting things back to their places, I mean, where to even start? That means you are suffering from a cluttered home. The next video is then one to watch. On the next video, I will talk you through the key components that you must take into consideration to make your home work and take back your own space.